Hey everybody, it's the Man Master here. I'm just doing one more follow-up to my last Courtney Love video I just possibly put up by now, by what time you're watching this. So, one of the things about Courtney Love that people don't really know about is something I didn't mention in the video. So I was hearing people outside my door, and like, oh my god, when they hear me talking about this stuff, I got paranoid. I just like kind of forgot about it. But this whole thing with Courtney Love and these accusations about Trent Reznor. Now, one of the things about Courtney Love is that she was living for months in this thing called Project Hollywood back in the early 2000s. And if you know what Project Hollywood is, I'm going to give you a gold star, but this is what it was. So there was this thing, and I've talked about this, numerous videos, and I followed along with this. I'll try to find the book. I have all the books. I don't know where the book went. I have a lot of books, by the way. There was this thing called the seduction community, pickup artist community in the early 2000s. And it was primarily these, half hucksters, half self-help, motivational gurus, half hypnotists, all these people into this new age stuff too, who were trying to teach men that were not doing so well with the ladies, how to get good with girls. And a bunch of them congregated upon this mansion that was owned by the Rat Pack at one time, and they called it Project Hollywood. And Neil Strauss is a writer for Rolling Stone, and he's an author of various books. Some very good, by the way. The Game was good. Long Road Out of Hell, which has obviously brought some real controversy the last 6 months or so. Also, he wrote the book Emergency, which is one of my favorites because it was about the survivalist movement and how he did a deep dive into that. It was pretty cool. So, Neil Strauss was friends with Courtney Love. Courtney Love stayed at Project Hollywood, and she was friends with all these guys. There's even video of her and Katya, which is Mystery, Eric von Markovic's girlfriend at the time, like hanging out and joking around and stuff. There's video footage, you can find it. Actually, if you watch that Pickup Artist documentary that came out last year or year before, I believe, there's some footage. So Courtney Love, trying to Me Too people now, was at the center of, if you believe the feminists and you believe the wokeists, what the most problematic thing of all. My God, they're approaching women, street harassment, right? The horrible, like using women like sex toys. The whole thing with pickup artistry, has been beaten to death over the last 7 years or so by feminists on countless platforms and forums and blogs and vlogs and everything like that. Courtney Love, straight in the heart of it, basically giving support of it, in a way, financially, maybe I think she cooked for these guys and stuff. I don't remember all the details, but these predators that probably, you don't go up and, if you're, especially back then, were you actually going up to women on the street and like carding them for their age or anything? I'm not saying that they did anything like that, or did anything bad. But they're basically like, if you don't believe in the narrative of, bar one night stands from the bar, if you think that's problematic and rapey and stuff, then you should be against Courtney Love giving this guy his credence. I'm more into like daytime stuff myself. I hate the bar scene. Like, I'd rather go approach a girl in real life, like in the middle of the day, rather than like dragging them home half drunk and I'm drunk, and having sex and using a condom and having a half-ass experience. That's never appealed to me. That's why part of that scene was just like, what's the, But if you think that that's problematic, then we can meet, I got plenty of things to say about Courtney Love, because she was right in the middle of that and gave, Neil Strauss dated her guitarist, style, That was his name, Style. What a fucking douche name. Anyways, for a pickup artist names, it was so stupid. I like Ross Jeffries the best, you know, like, cause at least it's sort of similar to his real name, you know. And the guy is hilarious. Anyways, if you watch anything with him, he's just a fucking hilarious dude. I mean, you can be against what he's taught and stuff and all that, but the guy's endless laughs. I quoted him the other day. He's like, you know, it was probably a quote from someone else, but like, dating as a man is like being a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. It's like, you know, I said that about online dating, but guy's hilarious. Anyways, that's a different subject altogether. But yeah, these pickup artists and stuff, she was basically endorsing it by living at the mansion, you know, for a while. And it's like, if you're such a feminist Me Too advocate, I don't think that's, I mean, maybe it's not Me Too exactly, because like back then the pickup artist thing was going this convoluted process to get a woman into bed rather than like, you know, cavemanning or whatever the fuck RSD used to say, which is fucked up. I'll just give you that. Or make the hoe say no, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, even though there's some truth to, you know, being assertive and, you know, kind of, if someone's not sure, sometimes, you know, there's a gray area there. I'll give you that. But the way that some of these guys have taught things has been probably what led to such an edgy movement to come up in the last, you know, 5-10 years. There's no doubt about that. Like the guy in San Diego that got arrested, and just the way that they taught these guys to do this stuff. I mean, this the type of stuff that happened in San Diego there was a sexual assault case, was a pickup artist company. Probably has happened numerous times, right? If you think about it, maybe 20,000 guys partaking in this lifestyle worldwide. It's bound to happen from time to time. Just like the whole thing, like groupie culture, there's probably been some shady stuff with that too. Just like, you know, let's just acknowledge that, you know. Let's not beat around the bush with that. But yes, I think Courtney Love is kind of a hypocrite for coming out all Me Too. Now, she did talk about Weinstein years before, you know, anything happened with him, which is kudos to her. Like I said, I have a nuanced opinion about her. I don't know about these allegations about her and her son-in-law and all that stuff. It sounds, I've heard of her being into some toxic things, not only drugs, just lifestyle and, you know, mental illness for sure. And I've defended her in the past, but, you know, I can't really defend her from, you know, any of these things are true about her purported crimes. But yeah, it's like, I think she's highly intelligent too. Very, like, extreme, like, high, maybe Mensa intelligence. And it sounds really weird, but I've read plenty of interviews with her that she has said some things. I'm just like, very intelligent, you know. That's the thing. So that might actually tie into some of this really fucked up stuff she's been accused of, because she knows her way around things pretty well. And that sounds like really condescending. Oh, let's take a female musician. No, musicians, male and female, a lot of them are dullards. You know, look at Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. Ooh. And one day they're praising Trump, and then they're attacking people for not wearing masks. It's like, anything I hear, I'm gonna copy. You know, like I'm saying, like Courtney Love is independent of other people's opinions. Probably why, and she was like kind of a, you know, like Rose McGowan, like just like spouts her mouth and doesn't give a fuck what people think. So I did kind of admire her for that. But like I said, there's shady stuff with her, questionable, and if it's all bullshit, then great, you know. But yeah, it's hypocritical. It's hypocrisy. Project Hollywood and Courtney Love. I mean, you know, people have accused pickup artistry of being rape culture. You know, there you go. She's endorsing that shit. Why doesn't she fucking come out and do a penance for that, you know? Give to Rain, I guess, you know, and like sell like rare Project Hollywood film, you know, little what are they, those discs or whatever the old digital films they used to film back in the early 2000s. Sell them like for on eBay for $1 million and give to Rain or some shit. I don't know what the restitution would be. You supported this shit though. You lived there and cooked for these people. These parasitic, lecherous pickup artist guys. So that's about all.